close-up look at all your Concho Valley High School football. This is Inside the Game. Sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.
Well, howdy and happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to another week of KSAN's Inside the Game, where we take you inside the games here on the Concho Valley. I'm your host for this evening, Griff McClellan. Week 3 is nearly in the books as we speak, and tonight we've got all the scores and highlights as usual among your favorite teams. So without further ado, let's dive right in, starting with the red-hot Lakeview Chiefs representing Class 4A tonight. And Lakeview is having itself an incredible season thus far, already equaling last season's win total in Week 2, taking on Louisa tonight in Week 3, looking to stay hot and undefeated. The Chiefs came in having won each of the last 3 matchups with the Tornadoes, and tonight looks like they'll make it 4 in a row. At last check, the Chiefs are dominant once again ahead, 44-20 at last check, continuing its unbelievable start. Now over to Class 3A, TLCA San Angelo Eagles came in ready to fly, hungry for its first win in nearly 2 years, taking on the Ballinger Bearcats. The Eagles have showed some signs of promise this year, avoiding shutouts in its first 2 games and third game tonight. But tonight, Ballinger just proves to be too much in the end. Final score 27-6 from Bearcat Stadium. And now over to a top 10 matchup between longtime rivals, 3rd-ranked Wall and 10th-ranked Jim Ned. We're going to head to the second quarter here in this pretty highly anticipated match. In fact, my matchup of the week, according to our meteorologist Chase Jones. Second quarter, no score. Wall with the ball. Landon York looks deep in the direction of Reed Robertson, who makes one heck of a play. Slow motion there. Great work by Manny Diaz. No touchdown, but a flag on the field. Pass interference called on the Indians. A few plays later, though, 3rd and goal for the Hawks. York to Robertson. This time the connection is good for a 4-yard score, 7-0 Wall. Next Wall possession, the Jim Ned defense is trying to keep the Indians in it. York to Robertson, but check out this hit from senior linebacker Aiden Ellis. 2 plays later, 2nd and long, the Jim Ned defense is good for another big play. This time it's Camden Lewis coming in hot, preventing Hagan Barbie from making the grab there. The Hawks had to settle for a field goal on that drive, increasing the lead to 10-0 with less than 2 to go in the first half. But after this high punch snap from Jim Ned giving Wall great field position, York would take full advantage, connecting with the sophomore Hagan Barbie for the touchdown, giving Wall the 17-0 lead heading into halftime. And that's all she wrote. Wall leaves Tuscola with a shutout, 24-0 in the final. Grape Creek, coming off an impressive Week 2 performance over at Big Lake, now looks to slay the Dragons in Week 3, taking on Bangs. The Dragons held the all-time series advantage heading into tonight at 9-2, with the Eagles taking last year's matchup. This time around, though, it goes to Bangs in a back-and-forth affair. Final score, 31-26 from Dragon Memorial Stadium. Now on to one of the most highly anticipated matchups of the week, a pair of unbeatens going head-to-head. Ozona visiting Brady. Getting the scoring going first would be Ozona as Christian Villarreal hits the jump pass to Andon Glosson. Following the handoff after a 2-point conversion, it would be 8-0 Lions. But here comes Brady's Sean Jacoby, who gets the Bulldogs offense rumbling with a quarterback keep down the sideline for a big gain there. Gets shoved out of bounds at the end by 2 Lions. Jacoby sets himself up nicely as he would later finish off the drive in the end zone on another keeper, making it 8-6 now. 2-point game, but Jacoby was not done a short while later. Brady back with the ball, that is, and Jacoby again finds some real estate and eventually paid her as the Bulldogs take the lead 12-8, going ahead by 4, but they tack on 2 more now thanks to this Ashton Taylor run. Makes it 14-8, Bulldogs up 6. However, the name we've been hearing about all week, Ozona running back Christian Villarreal, was still putting the work in. Here he is rolling over the Bulldogs defense before finally being wrestled down. Seemingly impossible to bring down. Oh my gosh, what a year these guys having so far. And he would cap the drive with a rushing tutty this time to regain the lead as he punches it across, and would even pick up 2 more points after that on the sweep to the right to make it 16-14 Lions. Starting to gain some traction here, going cruise control, whatever you want to say, as he flips there at the end of the play, down for the pylon touchdown. Now at last check, the Lions, like I said, are in control ahead, 46, now 32 actually. We'll update in the 4th quarter, looking to hold on for the win. And now to our lone Class 6A representative, Central, home for the 2nd straight week, hosting Abilene Cooper. Searching for its first win of the year, Central also defeated Abilene Cooper last year. Looking to do the same this time. Central taking the field at San Angelo Stadium, midfield for the coin toss. Second Cougar drive that leads to a goal line touchdown run from Jaden Carrillo, the quarterback keeper. Visitors ahead. The Bobcats respond quickly near the 50-yard line. Gabriel Garcia gets a strike from Micah Smith, takes it to the house, and we are all tied at 7. What a ball game so far. After the Cougars convert a crucial 3rd down catch, watch the very next play. A beautiful 20-plus yard strike to Jace Johnson as Cougars retake the lead 14-7. Bobcats down 14-10, now lining up for a 45-yard field goal attempt, but it's no good. Cougars lead 14-10 at halftime. Abilene Cooper would receive the second half kick, and this one turned out to be a thriller. Final score, Central does it, winning 40-35, getting its first win of the year. And it's so exciting. We're now going to quickly turn things over to Brian Cunningham, who is live from San Angelo Stadium, which I'm sure is rowdy, for some post-game insight in tonight's game. Brian, take it away. What you got?
Good evening, I'm Brian Cunningham. We are live from San Angelo Stadium. We are putting the finishing touches on week 3 of the high school football season. The Central Bobcats just got done hosting Abilene Cooper and the Cougars for this week 3 matchup. And what better way to get your first win of the season, as the Bobcats did, than in front of the home crowd. As you can see now, there are no home crowd here. They are all headed out. But how did we get here in this game? A 40-35 win for the Bobcats. Well, the big hits on this week at practice and at media day, Coach Mark Smith was very adamant about third down defense and getting off the field on third down, and their red zone defense, run defense, and things like that. And we saw a back and forth affair in which the offense saw the fruits of their labor pay off. They did put up 40 points, the same amount that they did in the first 2 weeks combined, but then the defense really did their thing. One of the final crucial stops came on third down on the final drive for Abilene Cooper. They were down 5 and driving with the ball, and Mason Van Sickle went and sealed the game with a sack. A fourth down play was very tough for them. Bobcats got the ball back, nailed it out, and that was the game. A 40-35 win in which everything that Coach Mark Smith hit on did happen. Live from San Angelo Stadium. We're going to send it back to you guys. Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Brian. It's now time to call our first time out of the night, but when we return, we'll have all scores and highlights among Class 2A schools in the Concho Valley. Stay tuned, everyone. All right, folks, welcome back to KSAN's Inside the Game Week 3 edition. As promised, let's now take a look inside tonight's Class 2A scores and highlights, starting with the Cristobal Cougars. Cristobal home for the second consecutive week, looking for its first win, trying to tame the Badgers tonight. First quarter action with Cristobal already up 7-0. The Cougars strike again here on this long touchdown connection to Israel Boggs to stretch the lead to 14-0 as he fades to his left. And watch this beautiful throw. Oh my goodness, where has this offense been all season as Boggs breaks free and walks into the end zone? Still in the first quarter, though, McCamey burns the Cougar defense on a long touchdown reception in response by Wesley Mills. The PAT failed, though, making it now 14-6 for Cristobal. McCamey cutting into the deficit, though. Still first quarter, the Cougars respond on the next series with an impressive drive, culminated by a 1-yard touchdown plunge, make that 21-6. Home team on top. Cristobal, second quarter action. Cristobal throws the home crowd again with this. Give it a second. This beautiful touchdown pass to Kenan Green in the corner of the end zone to stretch the Cougars' lead. 28-6. He just got the ball across. That's good. Final score 43-12. Cougars cruise by 31. Now over to still in 2A action. The Mason Punchers still find itself in unfamiliar territory with no 0-2 start coming in tonight. Head coach Wade Griffin was still searching for his first win as a Puncher visiting Coleman. These two teams have now faced each other in 4 straight years. Mason had won the last 2, and tonight they keep it going, looking to make it 3 in a row as of last check with a statement win. Score at last check, Mason ahead 50-9 in complete command. El Dorado hosting Sonora in this classic all-Concho Valley matchup. In fact, the 84th all-time meeting between the two schools. Both teams come off disappointing Week 2 outcomes, looking to turn the tide tonight, and that goes to Sonora. Final score 26-14. Broncos back in the win column, winning by 2 scores, improving to 2-1, while the Eagles drop their second straight contest. Sterling City struggling thus far in Kellen Luker's first season as head coach, coming off a shutout loss. Looking to turn things around tonight versus the Winters Blizzards, but they can't weather the storm. In Week 3, final score, Sterling City 14, Winters 24. The Eagles drop to 0-3. Now, Miles has endured a turbulent season thus far, experiencing both ends of a shutout through its first 2 games, most recently defeating Sterling City last week, leading to a 1-1 record. The Bulldogs' latest test, though, occurred in Johnson City tonight, and the result, unfortunately, does not go in the Bulldogs' favor. Final score, Johnson City 49, Miles 6. The Junction Eagles cracked the top 10 in Class 2A Division II rankings to enter Week 3, hosting early tonight. And for the 3rd straight week, Junction emerges with a dominant second half after being either tied or leading by 1 at halftime. But they outscore the Longhorns 20-0 to lead 34-14 at last check in the second half. The Eagles improve to 3-0 if they hold on. Now we're going to call our second time out of the evening, but hang tight because we'll be back with tons of 6-man scores and highlights right after this. Welcome back to Inside the Game Week 3. It's now time to dive into tonight's Class 1A or 6-man highlights and scores, starting with the Water Valley Wildcats. The Wildcats moved up a spot in the latest Class 1A Division I rankings heading into Week 3, now 2nd in the state, and for good reason, because tonight the Wildcats continue their winning ways, winning another game in dominant fashion, 61-6 at Panther Creek. Water Valley has now outscored its opponents by a whopping margin of, get ready for this, 171-14 through 3 games en route to 3-0. Robert Lee Steers back at Griffith Stadium looking to stay red hot, hosting Ira tonight. First quarter, Steers' first possession, and they waste absolutely no time. Running back Josh Garquez punches it in at the goal line, 7-0. Home team. Steers next drive. Quarterback Brenner Sherwood takes the snap, stands in the pocket, now scrambles to his right, and he tiptoes down the sideline, evades a couple defenders, and cuts it downfield, making guys miss. Look at him go. Sherwood trots into the end zone. Touchdown Steers, and the PAT good, 16-0. At this point, the Steers are just pouring it on and adding a pick six right here. Oh, baby. Near midfield, it's Garquez again. Makes his way past the 20. Makes a man miss here. Want to move all the way home. Touchdown, 22-0. PAT no good there, but still in cruise control. Steers causing more damage on defense, this time swarming the Bulldogs quarterback for a loss, forcing a fumble, and Nate Samiago with the scoop and score, put another touchdown on the board. Steers lighten it up and dominate. Final score 60-14 from Griffith Stadium. Erie County Hornets making their home debut, seeking a much-needed win after back-to-back road losses to start 0-2. Erie County struck first, often and early on. Hagen Turman takes it all the way here with a long touchdown run. PAT was good after that 8-0 Hornets. Early on, the ensuing drive, Midland under duress. A bad throw leads to this pick six. Going the other way for the Hornets. A walk-in touchdown there, 14-0 in the blink of an eye. Hornets ball again, another pitch outside to Turman. Cuts back across and scores another one tonight. 22-0 Hornets just stinging the defense tonight. Barely 2 minutes later, Hagen Turman, again, familiar name, adds another one, his third rushing touchdown of the quarter alone. Hornets with a dominant win in this one. Final score from OK Wolfenbarger Field, 65-20. And another all-Concho Valley matchup. Undefeated Bront visits winless Verabest for homecoming weekend. First up, Bront possession. Quarterback Jack Robbins looks deep, finds his man Raymond Williams, who had 3 catches last week for touchdowns, and this time he finds the end zone again, 16-0 Longhorns. Bront trying to pour it on, and they do just that. Barker Holland runs down the sideline. Nobody's going to catch him as he struts to the end zone, 24-0 now. Verabest Falcons trying to make something happen, still have yet to crack the scoreboard all season until now. Check out this crazy play. Lorenzo Height spins around all day, somehow manages to escape and cross the line of scrimmage. Now reaches across the goal line here. The defender's trying to chase him down, but they can't quite get there in time. Touchdown Falcons. PAT was good. 2-score game now at 24-8, but Bront came in having not allowed any points so far this year after pulling off back-to-back shutouts, and that obviously changes. Doesn't make a huge difference as the Longhorns dominate once again, final 54-8. Paint Rock coming off its first win in 2 years. A high-scoring thriller last week over Laramie. Tonight looking to do the same. No score is available at this moment, but Paint Rock looks to keep it rolling. We'll update as soon as we have more info. Thursday night, the Menard Yellow Jackets kick off Week 3, welcoming the Rock Springs and Gordonstown. And Menard makes it look too easy. Line up the score over for 68 first-half points en route to the 68-6 victory via Mercy Rule. The Yellow Jackets start 3-0. And Eden knocked on the door of a 3-0 start in Jeff Shelton's first year as head coach at Hornet Field in Lametta. The Bulldogs walk away with a victory Thursday night. Final score 64-14. And our final Class 1A school represented tonight, Blackwell. The Hornets look for some sort of momentum swing after a brutal 0-2 start, getting outscored 117-24 in its first 2 games. Tonight, though, unfortunately more of the same. Final score 37-7 Lions. Now we're going to call our third and final time out of the night, but don't go anywhere because coming up next, our Trivia Challenge Week 3 headlines plus look ahead to Week 4. You don't want to miss this, so stay tuned. All right, welcome back, folks. Thanks for sticking around tonight. But before we conclude tonight's show, let's, of course, do as we do every week, revisit our high school football Trivia Challenge. And, of course, with football season comes our annual Concho Valley High School Football Trivia Challenge. To enter the sweepstakes this year, simply visit our website, that is ConchoValleyHomepage.com. Click the contest tab above and submit your answers each week for your chance to win the grand prize. That's what I'm talking about, a $100 HEB gift card. Weekly winners are announced every Sunday, each of whom receive an automatic bid for the final drawing. The grand prize winner will be announced at the end of the season with a date to be determined in mid-November. And, of course, looking at this week's trivia question, in which year did Brady and Ozona first face each other? Is the answer A, 1919, B, 1974, C, 2002, or D, 2023? Remember to visit our website to submit your answer. Now over to some pretty amazing Week 3 headlines. Central gets its first win of the year, edging past Abilene Cooper by a final of 40-35. Mark Smith and Micah Smith get the win. And Lakeview stays hot on the cusp of closing out La Mesa at last check, up 44-20. Looking for its third straight victory, already surpassing last year's total. Talk about an amazing start. Couldn't be more ideal for the Chiefs. Now, third-ranked Wall versus 10th-ranked Jim Ned. The Hawks take care of business, making it look easy, shutting out its longtime rival 24-0. The exact opposite of last year's result when Wall won by 1 point. This year, different story. Ozona is getting the best of Brady in this all-Concho Valley showdown. Running back Christian Villarreal extending his unreal start. And finally, second-ranked Water Valley knocks out Panther Creek with ease, 61-6. Trey Cisco is now 3-0 in his first year as Wildcats head coach. And finally, looking ahead to week 4, Central travels to Belton, looking to return to 500 on the season. Lakeview returns to San Angelo, just a couple minutes away from the station, hosting Lubbock High, hoping to improve to 4-0. Wall hits the road again, this time in Monahans, also seeking a 4-0 start. Brady hosts Ballinger, and in all likelihood looking for a bounce-back win at home after a pretty, what looks like it's shaping up to be a pretty tough loss to Ozona tonight. And speaking of Ozona, one of the hottest Concho Valley teams right now hosts Harper, and in all likelihood will seek its 4th straight win as well. Christian Villarreal having himself an amazing year, looking to wrap things up next week. And that's unfortunately all the time we have tonight. But thank you as always for tuning in to KSAN's Inside the Game. And be sure to do the same next Friday for week 4 action. Have a good night, Concho Valley.
Catering for Inside the Game
football staff is provided by Chick-fil-A.
Inside the Game is sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.